How are you? Ah, I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Please be seated.
Warren sent these, they're from the Flowers from Shooty Camps, the garden.
We got this. Thank you. Beautiful.
Could have asked for
Ah. Thank you. You come along, don't sit on the, you sit on the carpet. All right. I will be going to India for a puja, as you know, because they say in the West most of the pujas take place and they never have a chance. That's why I'm going to India. And Navratri starts from the 4th. I'd hoped in these 9 days you'll clear out so many of your chakras. Of course, I'll be working on them, but you have to also cooperate. Watch yourself, find out what's wrong with you. Why the different chakras are catching. Now the attitude that we have towards ourselves and towards others has to be now changed in these new circumstances and in this transformation. The Sahaja lifestyle is not a system, you know that. We don't want to create any systems, any norms in Sahaja. But what we do here is to transform ourselves into selfhood, into the spirit state. By that, we change our attitudes. If our attitudes are not changed, then we have not achieved much in Sahaja. The attitude first should be that we have to know that we are on the giving end, not on the receiving end. If that happens to you automatically, spontaneously, then you have achieved it. But supposing it does not happen, then you have to be on the watch out. First of all, you must feel the joy of being in the Sahaja. If you cannot feel the joy, then there's something wrong with you, something wrong with your heart. Heart is not clean. You have to clean your heart. If you think of your past all the time, or past of others, then it's a wrong attitude completely. You have to be in the present. And the gloom and unhappiness All these things are signs that yet you have not become your spirit. The attitude should be, what joy I can give to others, what I have given to others. And the giving is such a great joy that it cannot be surpassed by any other joys. So one has to think, what did I do for others? How did I help others? How much love have I given others? How much understanding I have of others? Unless and until you develop that kind of an attitude, you cannot enjoy life. People think enjoyment depends on others. The atmosphere is bad, I'll be happier in India, not here, very common. It's not so. If you are fully aware that you are the spirit, you can enjoy all the other Sahajogis which are here. So a person who cannot be collective shows that he is yet very much to be developed. It is not how much you have studied, what personality you have got, what kind of education you have had. That's not important. How much you can enjoy in whatever may be the circumstances, that capacity shows your identification with the spirit. You can see me, you have seen my life, how I can adjust myself to any circumstances. 1,001 thing I can do without getting worried about it or upset about it. I'm not saying that you can achieve all that, but still, you should have your ideals before. Now the part where we fail is that we start finding faults with others. This is the worst attitude. That makes you angry because we think you are in charge of everything. I have seen people going on the road, they see, say for example, a funny person passing through, or they find somebody who is not wearing a proper dress, or maybe he is walking in a funny manner. Immediately they get angry, as if they are the policemen, as if they are in charge of the road, as if they have to correct the whole world, and as if they are perfect. In Sahaja Yoga, if you try these old tricks, you can never be happy. Here you don't have to see those things. Just close your eyes when you see any defects of another person. Such a person is always an angry person because he finds the whole world is after his life, or he finds that he has to get after the whole world. One of the two. It's a funny existence. It's a very disgusting, frustrating existence where you are all the time either angry with others or angry with yourself. This anger goes on multiplying. And once it goes on multiplying, then you become nothing but a mountain of anger. With the slightest touch, you get angry. Then they say this is our conditioning. It's not. This is what you have gathered in this lifetime. It has nothing to do with your previous lives or anything. Nothing to do with your bhoots. Now, this one common thing in the West is this is my bhoot. As if to have a bhoot is a very big honor. In India, nobody would say that. Nobody would accept they have a bhoot. Because to say you have bhoot means you are a nonsensical person. How could you have a bhoot? That means there's something definitely wrong with you. You're a weak person. There's something missing in you. So one has to understand the attitude towards life is to be like this, that you give others joy, not find faults with others. This attitude has to be completely changed, of finding faults with others. Now, finding faults with yourself is also not necessary, because every day you are changing, every day you are blossoming, every day you are evolving. So it doesn't help to find faults with yourself. Like many people tell me that, Mother, I'm a very miserable creature and I don't know what to do with myself and this and that. And I've been always like this, I've been always an unhappy person. What is the need to be like that? If you have been like this, you have been stupid fool. That's what you have been. By God's grace, you have everything. What is there to be miserable like that? From your childhood, I have been like this. So what? If you have been with from childhood, you have been a stupid fool. That's what. It doesn't give you a better place in society if you say it is from my childhood. Get rid of it. So complaining like this all the time, that you see I'm good for nothing, I'm a failure, I cannot fit into this. We have no norms, I have told you. We have no norms. We have no systems. There's nothing like it should be a Georgian house or it should be a Victorian house, and if it is not, then it is fussy. That's not in Sahaja Yoga. There's no pattern set for Sahaja Yogis. But what is said is that you are the spirit. You are free people. You are yogis. You are kings. Not like these modern kings where even their dress is decided by parliament. You are free. You are free people. Free people to understand what makes you happy and what makes others happy. So respect the freedom of others. To be overpowering on someone, to all the time say, oh, this is it, asking 100 questions, not necessary. I have seen myself, people torture me like this. Like I went to a place, say, there's a lady who comes to look after me, very sophisticated she is. So she'll ask me, Mother, will you sleep on the right side or the left side? I said, I don't know. What? Why was it necessary? No, I would like to know which side I should place the lamp. I said, whichever side you place, I can turn round and put it on. Then she'll ask which side, which soap, which hand you use for the soap. I said, whichever is needed. What is so great? She said, but then I should have put it on the left or the right. I mean, I'm not a machine that I go to the left only. I can go to the right as well. And she pestered my life. I told her that, please, will you please, now do not make me into a computer. Will you please go and leave me alone? I can manage myself. So this kind of a system we don't have. We are not to computerize ourselves. We are free people. This is one thing we forget. We are free people. When we are free, we respect the freedom of others. And we enjoy their freedom as we enjoy our own freedom. This is very important principle of Sahaja Yoga. That you do not put your things onto others. Now, for example, it's a very common thing. I can see your vibrations, you are very bad. That's no good. If you feel somebody's vibrations are bad or anything, try to be away from that person. It's different. But you need not say that to that person, because that curbs the personality of that person feels hurt, and then that person goes to another person and say that, all right, I can see the vibrations, you have very bad vibrations. Then it will say to the dog, it will say to anything. That's not the way to make it cheap like that. You shouldn't talk like for vibrations so cheaply. Let me see your vibrations. You are not to judge others' vibrations. Better judge yours. Have you understood your own vibrations? Have you corrected yourself? But that doesn't mean, again, you condemn yourself. Mother, I've been catching throughout my left agya what to do. Why can't you get rid of it? It's very simple. Left agya is the easiest thing to get rid of. You know the mantras, you know what to do. You can get rid of it. But no, you see, that's a kind of an indulgence. Also, some people have, oh, I've got a left agya, then everybody should worry about that person, sympathize with that person, bring candle, burn his clothes, burn him, burn everything. And then they start crying, oh God, what is this? This is the habit which has come from history, I should say, that we have had parents like this, we might have had grandparents like this, must have had someone like that who and also now we are following their footsteps, and we must have read some novels of that kind where we must have seen some people are all the time miserable and we want to be miserable like them. We might be just trying to become like them. You see, just a miserable creature because I read in a novel that such and such person, like in Wuthering Heights, somebody was a very unhappy person, so I'm becoming like that. Now you are not in the times of Wuthering Heights, now anybody is writing about you, nothing, you are a normal Sajogi. These are all abnormal characters which are being painted just for you to see these are abnormal characters. Now immediately you become identified. So all these identifications are just justification and is nothing but a means of troubling others, that's all. They are so boring, such people are extremely boring. You don't like them, really. People just run away from them because they think these people are all the time bothering us with their own personal nonsensical things or some sort of an identification they have, or they read some book, immediately they become that. How can you become like that? But why can't you become the spirit which you are? All these misconceptions, misidentifications, misappropriations are to be given up. We have to take to reality, we have to take to truth. And truth is joy-giving. Now the word, as I said, problem, is a recent word in English language. They never had it before. I tell you, in geometry only we used to learn when I was young. In geometry only there was a problem. We never had a problem otherwise. Now there's a problem. This is not a thing one can eat. This can be soaked. Who brought this one? This is too much. To expect me to eat this, it's rather too much. Hard boots, I must say. So when we laugh, we should laugh aloud. Open. We are free people. Now there should not be a laughter which is signed by some Elvis Presley or someone that you should smile like this, only 2 teeth must be seen and this should That's not for surgeries. They are mukt. They laugh, they smile the way they like. But what I find is, so many people, you see, just to show me that they are very happy, are just grinning at me. I say, what's this? Is a bhoot grinning or you are grinning at me? Which one is it? So, you see, it's a natural, spontaneous, bubbling joy that should be seen on the faces of surgeons. Now, if you want to take, say, a simple example, I'll tell you, I went one day climbing up a very high hill with my son-in-law and daughter. And there was a big temple there, so we had to go there. It's called as Palitana. And by the time you go there, you really get absolutely sick because 3 miles you have to walk and go up. So we went and sat down, we sat down. And then suddenly I saw all the beautiful elephants. They were made in the stone, and every elephant has a different type of a tail twisted. When my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law were absolutely fed up, and they were sitting there somehow waiting for the water to come in. And I said, look at these elephants, you see how they have done it. Every tail is differently twisted. He said, Mommy, this is the limit at this time. How can you see the tails of the elephants? I said, this is what I see, because just now there's no water, so better to see the tails of the elephants. And that's how you feel better, you feel younger, you feel happier, you feel dynamic, you can do 10 things without bothering others. But it's a human nature, I think, to show off that you are extremely unhappy, to gain some sort of a sympathy. That little work you will do, and 10 times you will tell that, oh God, I went down to the shop, and then I climbed up, and then I went to the counter, and then I bought this, and then I had to pay the money, then I had to... Look at the children, that's what it is. children are enjoying it because they know they do like this. All these nonsensical things need not be done at all. It has to be a very simple, joyous thing which should be said, you have brought something, just all right, give it nicely, happily. You don't have to say, I did this, better not give, Baba, keep it with yourself. It's like that. So, every time I'm going, I have to give you some sort of a message. And this time is that you enjoy yourself. Every time I say the same, enjoy yourself. I hope you understand why I say that. It's a mantra. It's the mantra today, that enjoy yourself. Yourself, your spirit. Enjoy your spirit. In Niranand, you should drench yourself into that. You will be surprised, all so-called problems, all so-called pressures, all these things just will die out. It's your only mental conception, your mental ideas and the forms and systems from which you are coming out. That's why. You have certain ideas about people which is not true. They are all evolving, they are all coming out of it. Even the societies which are not Sahajogis are changing. Around you, you are the one who are changing all these things. You see, like a little child, one little child, when he runs, he makes you so happy. Just that much is sufficient to make you happy. In the same way, so many Sahajogis in England should change the society of England, no doubt. But let us see how much we have transformed, how much dynamism we have. Now, I have no problem as usual, but there's one thing that you could call a problem for England is Shuddhi camp. Now, Shuddhi camp to become Shuddhi camp needs people to work it out. But those people who have some talent should go, not everybody for a picnic. Still, it is not ready for picnic. It is ready for some work. People who want to go should enlist their names with Gavin or someone, or I think Dr. Spiro can look after that side. And you inform them that we would like to go and we can do this work. Go there and work it out. And I'm sure it will be ready very soon for us to have picnics. But before having picnics, we have to work. And working itself is a picnic. Working itself is a picnic if you know how to enjoy it. Everything is picnic. Everything is enjoyment. Nothing is a pressure for you. Nothing is a dull thing for you. Nothing of the kind. So you are the one who can make the whole country very joyous and the whole world very joyous. May God bless you. Now, so today, to make it joyous still, I thought I must make the children joyous first of all. So we've got for some children, I have got something small things for them. Now, what do we have for children? For the big children or for the small children? Small children. For the small. Little girls. Let's have for the little girls who are there. Little things. Not much, but little girls, come along, one by one. Come along. For the girls, just come along. Small thing, very small thing. From China with love. Come along. Who are the girls there? Here. Now, what's happening? I told you to take out the price list. Still hanging. This is not prices. For children, the girls, first of all girls, then the boys. Ladies first. Ladies, come along the ladies. Come along. One for you. Yes, say thank you. Yes, thank you. Now, come along. That's for the boys. That's for the boys. Now, you are a boy. All right. This is for the girls. All right. Now, where are the other girls? Come along. All right. Where are other girls? Girls more? Come along, come along, come along, come along. All little girls? Below. These are very small things. Just we might have something for bigger girls, but just now we have. Now for these bigger girls we have something else. Now, are there smaller girls somewhere? Little girls, little babies? Now where is it? Now come along. Take it this one. Take this one. Take this one. Nice. Now another one for the little girl there. And yes. Sridevi, come along. Have it. See, all the children are taking. Come along, come along. A nice one. What's the matter with her today? I think open it little bit, it's very congested for children. Yeah, Julia. There are some dolls for the girls, or this, that's all. I think this is for the boys. All right, this one. Yeah, for the little girls. No, this is very little. For very little girls, this is. Yeah. Give the dolls. Now. Those who are going to have babies and think they will have girls can also have. Come along. For the girls. तुम्ही उठा आता बसा मागे सगळ्यांना समोरच नाही बसायचं हां Are there girls? Little girls? How many? These are quite a lot still. 16 of them. Now, come along, Sri Devi. Please have the doll. See, such a little doll. Who is crying? See, they have all of them have got umbrellas. See, they have got nice umbrellas. All right, let it be. Now, now for the boys. Now, let's have it for the boys. Let her have a doll, I think. You have a doll. Take the doll. Give her. Now for the boys. Come along. Come along, all the boys. Now, this is the one for the boys. All right? Now, come along. Come along, William. Now. Good. Good. Now come along. All the boys. Good. Hello, Narayan. Take it, take it, take it. Yes. She hasn't got the umbrella. Have you got the umbrella now? Give her now. She has one. You got the umbrella? Now, you got the doll? Come along, take the doll. Now, that's all. Now, where is the boys? All right, give him. I'll give him. You take this one. All right, you give him. You take this one. All right, where are the boys? Helen? Helen, you made the cloth for the girls? Just go inside and get it fast for the bigger girls. How many pieces? You have cut it or not? You go inside and get it fast. Good. Now. Good. You got it? For you, Antonio. Now all the boys, little boys have got it. Come along. Yeah. Just have it. Come along. Are you all right, Anand, now? Are you all right? No. Sit down. Get the cloth. There are some dolls still. There are some dolls.
Dolls? Yeah.
Give it to Olympia and all these people. How many there are? Some girls, we give them dolls. 10. Give it to these girls. Olympia, take one doll also. Take one doll also. Come along. Give it. Give it to her. You take one. She's inside. Olympia is inside. To the girls. Little girls. That's boys. All right, bring them. Have you got for the boys or not? Huh?
For the boys?
No?
No.
We'll give this to the boy. Now they're very small, they can play with the toy. We have more boys. All right. It's good, beautiful, isn't it? Aha. Yeah. You want to open it now? Now, little bigger girls, where are they? This is not chana at all. Oh, no, no, no. This is for bigger. For these girls, these bigger girls are these cloth. Can you bring the cloth? This you have to make a puja dress. Right? Yes, sir. All right. For the boys. Now he doesn't have anything. Or give him a pen from here. What's that? What is that one? No, yes, pen. You give it. You have it. For yourself? You have it, one for yourself. Now, who are the girls there? Some girls? Just leave her. He wants to have a toy, is it? I'll tell you what. Good. One I gave you. Who else? Where are the girls? Bigger girls? All right, come along, some girls, come along. Little girls. You got it? All right, you keep it. You. Girls have got the most. Now you keep it because you keep it and take the doll also. Come along. तुम्हाला एवढं काय पुरणार नाही दोघींना तुम्हाला दोन दोन देते Have you got some more of cloth? I think these are big girls, so we should give them bigger ones. Two each. Yes, one. Yes. Now, this is two. You have to. Hello, तुम्ही दोन घ्या इकडे या. आओ. हे घ्या दोन. You want one? You have it. All right. These three are for Helen and Mary. Come along. They have done a lot of cooking in my house. Come along. One for Helen, one for Mary, and one for Thelma. I could have got you something better, but just for the time being, it's just a consolation prize.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God. All right. Now I want all of you to write letters to each other and to other people in India. You come back from India and nobody writes to them. They can't understand. You must make more friends. For that I have got something. Now, those who really promise they will write should come. This should be below, I think, 30 years age. Come along, first of all, below 30. Come along, below 30s. You must all write. That's important. I got that. Below 30s. Good. Oh, so many below 30s, I hope it will last. Yeah. Write some poems. You must start writing, all of you. Write some poems, write some good letters to your friends. Must have some friends also. All right. Lots of below 30s are there, eh? Yes, take it. Yes. Have it. May God bless you. It's very simple, but symbolic. Yeah. May God bless you. How are you? All right?
That was the Russell.
I know. Russell, I know. I asked you. Yeah. Please. Have it. way. This is kingdom bond. This is kingdom bond. All right? You are bound by the kingdom of God. Hello. Take it. How are you now? All right? Good. Hello.
Hello.
Now, are they finished or there are some more? Yes. Yes. Now must write. They're all writers. Write about Sahaja Yoga. Yeah. There's some more. Oh. I hope it's sufficient. Hello. Come along, must write. All right, may God bless you. Now, that's the last. Exact. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No more. All those remaining below 30. Below 30 remaining people. Oh. Below 30. Dawn, come along. Why did you go back? Thank you. She's below 30. Yeah? Where is Cooley's wife? Dawn? You came and went back? You're below 30, aren't you? Exactly, all right. Doesn't matter. Anybody exactly 30? Good. Now, now, two more. Good. So, exact. All right. So, there you go. Now we have to respect the elders and leaders. You see, who are here? All right. So, first of all, we have to that lower one. The suit lengths. We have to respect the architects and people who have come all the way from Australia and other places. That's very important. So first of all, I would say we have got Michael Fogarty, who's come all the way. Give him a hand. Now we have Paul, who's done tremendous job, I must say. He's the third person Robert. Who's the third person? Is Robert, is it? Who has come? Robert. Who is the third? Robert? Or which one? Robert, yes.
And there was also Axel. Axel has gone back.
Axel has gone?
He's gone back. Yes.
He's gone back. So
Robert
he's not
is
here.
Robert is here.
Okay. He's not here. This one is for Mark, who does all my filming, everything, and who's really working very hard. And when he goes to India, I would like to stitch this for him. Is he here?
My mother is getting ready for India.
He's not here. So what should we do? Tomorrow will you give it to him?
I'll give it to him.
All right. He has to take this to India. Now the craftsmen who are working there one is John. He's doing very good work. John Watkinson. Second is Fergie. Pat. Where is Pat? Pat, is he here? There. Laura?
Laurent, yeah, yeah.
Who's the other one? No, somebody who is a person who is expert on that. I mean, the one who is, which one?
Terry.
Huh?
There's Terry. Is there?
Terry. Is he here? Terry is the one. Terry. Okay. And this is for Nita for cooking for all of us. Nita. उत्तम खूप काम पडतं आहे ना खूप मेहनत चालू घ्या फार सगळ्यांना आनंद होतो छान So now what else? Now these four the wing no, not Gavin. Not coming today. We thought of Jamel. Yeah. One for Jamel. That's the best. Can you please go down now? Ian. 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 One for Bill. How are you? You fine? Yes, of course. Complete freedom.
Yes.
Absolute. Nobody can challenge it.
No, exactly.
Yes, that's what it
I
is.
am a free man.
Of course, you are.
Entirely.
Absolutely. Not only, but you have so many powers. You have so many powers of giving freedom to others, liberation to others.
Yes.
All right?
Strive to achieve them thanks to your teaching.
May God bless you. Thank you. Just have it. Bill. Here's the fourth one. This is the fourth one, you said. Huh? Which was the fourth one? Jim. Huh? Jim, yes, Jim is the one. Let's have it. Jim. Be comfortable, be comfortable. Now, आता कोण सात बायका सवाष्ण सात सवाष्ण सांगा. This is from Mrs. Gupte, who has come from India. She wants to give it to 7 married ladies who are not Indians. 7 married ladies who are not Indians. Let's have it. You come along. 1. Yeah. I'll call. Sit down. I'll call one by one. Antoinette, you come along. Yes. For being good wives, Gilmet. Where is Gilmet? You come along. The lowest one, you can give me the one for Hester is the first. That second one is better. Hester? Sarah?
Is Ruth here?
From Bristol?
No.
Your sister?
No, she's not here.
All right, take it. This one is for other married ladies. Come along, one by one. हे काय आणलंय? कापड आहे. किती वार? कापून घ्या. those married ladies who are collective are to be really praised. And we should have more and more of these, because we had only 7 saris, so I didn't know, but there are so many who are very collective and good married ladies. Now, this is for other married ladies. Somebody can pass on. 2 other married ladies you can. Raise your hands, you can go and give it to them. They need to. But those who have been good wives, keep your fingers crossed. Good wives. Give one to Valerie. For Valerie we should have given her a sari, really. But it's all right. Valerie, come along. You can make a Punjabi out of this. That's better for her, Valerie. Come along, Valerie. Who else? Now let us see. Who is the one? Tell me. All of us unanimously one more name. For a good wife. Who has been very, very good and... Pat. Pat. Come along, Pat. Acclaimed by everyone. Acclaimed by everyone. I didn't want to do it because people may say that I'm favoring her. So it's nice you all have acclaimed her. I'm very happy. All right. No, what is it? Carpets. Huh? Carpets are. For whom are these? Forgotten. For 3 persons. One is Gavin. One for Gavin. One for Doctor. Where's he gone? For you, Doctor. Come along, one for you. One for Dr. Spyro. One for Dr. Spyro. I hope all the ladies get those pieces, something. And for the men, we have got here khadi kurta cloth. And I think those who want can come and collect it from here, those who haven't got anything. But they have to be good Sahajogis without any badhas. Give one to him. Yeah. Second, you come along. Yeah. Where is your husband? Where is your husband? All right, give him one. नहीं तुम लोग क्या करो कि इन लोगों को दो, क्योंकि हमारे पास तो होता ही है, इंडियन लोगों के पास तो होते हैं. इसको एक दो, इसको अपनी टीना को, नहीं गॉड ब्लेस, इसको दे दो एक टीना को. So take it. Yes, good. Now, where's Tina's husband? Where's he gone? Benoit. Now you come along, Chileans. Only married people. Come along. Must improve your marriages. Alan, come along. He's worked very hard. Any suggest? What about you, Derek? Come along. You got it. Maybe you got it. You got it now. Fadya has got it. Huh? Last time. I mean, it should not be given to Indians because Indians can always get it, you see, so would be given. Now, you decide whom to give this one. The best husband. Not not henpecked. Huh? David Prowl. Very good husband. All right. Now, you see, both of them have got an acclaimed position, so they dare not argue with each other. All right, now finished? Should we go? Done. So, khalas kam. Khalas. Dala?
We don't want you to go, but we wouldn't like you to go without your ticket.
No, but have you got the first class?
They're hoping to confirm it tomorrow. You're second on the list, but I told Dinesh to...
Who's the first?
By tomorrow you'll be first.
All right. Hello, Gavin. What's this? After all, today you can't give me
Today
anything.
we wanted you to have something to remember the day by.
All right. All right, this is from all of you to Mrs. Gupte. Kajal. This
is from her.
Huh? ये काय? Kunja? This is of my land, yes. You can put it here for anybody. Shudi camp, somebody should take. You can take, Robert. Lala. So, I hope I don't lose the ticket. If you allow me, I'll buy out of this ticket money all the brass. Where is the list?
Inside.
Will you keep my ticket with you? Keep all this with you, just now. So now I have to tell you one thing before I go. We have to give hand to Michael, who has come all the way from Canada. He has come here all the way to help me to do my book, because you know I'm so busy as doing nothing. So he has come to help me. I would say if you people have my tapes or anything, if you can do some transcription and can send him over whatever you have done, in printed form or in typed form. He will be able to adjust it. Anyone who has done anything so far, please send it. What about Douglas? Is he not here? All right. And we must really say that this has been a bit too much. The way people have been asking me now, I've spent so much time about it. This one is tremendous task which we have to somehow or other manage. And Douglas, if you can help me, I'll be very thankful. All right. Now, the people who came to Sahaja Yoga in the beginning, like Douglas, Gavin, Maureen, all these people have been of very great help to us, and they have been really being the foundation. Now we all have to create an atmosphere of one unity, one huge house of benediction, house of benevolence, and it is to be built in the way William Blake has described. All of us are important, right from foundation to the roof. And the symbol is Shuddhikam just now, which we have to work out. Everybody is here. It's all symbolic. I don't want to take everybody's name who have helped so much from the very beginning of Sahaja Yoga. But understand that everyone matters, everyone is important, and any brick which is weak will make the building weak. So we all have to work it out in such a way to find out what have we done for Sahaja Yoga. It's not necessary money, it's not necessary any kind of labor, but it's the attitude again I say. What sort of attitude you have had and what sort of attitude you are going to have. There may be some who didn't get anything, I didn't give anything, nothing worth anything, but they will start thinking, why didn't mother call us, why didn't mother say? That's not the way. There's nothing wrong with you. After all, it's just a symbolic thing. If this hand has got it, this hand also got it. We are all one. Just to have a little fun, we arranged this thing and we all enjoyed the fun and go with the same feeling of enjoyment. Not to think, why mother didn't do this for me, why she didn't do it, nothing of the kind. All right? So you promise that you will all enjoy yourself. May God. Go now. So many people have been of help. There's endless. I cannot take their names. It's to this extent. And in every way they have been of help to us. We should just see how much we can help. Just enjoy that. And see for yourself that we should be able to enjoy ourselves so that others can enjoy us. Any question? You are from Bristol, are you? Where do you live? Huh? Which Meera's sister you? Acha, you are her sister? You are the doctor? I met you, isn't it, before? Yeah. You're looking very much better and younger. What about your problem? Is all right?
With your help, I'm sure.
Huh?
I'm sure it'll get good.
What is it? Oh. Thank you very much. What's that? What's it for me? You've got it? Thank you. Yes, Midlands I'm worried about. I'm worried about the whole of England, I should say, but more Midlands. There's big problems there. Let's see how it works out. It's all politics, I tell you. Politics. Nonsensical politics, that's all. All right. Thank you very much. Antonio is very close to us. See, you need him anytime. You can telephone to him. Antonio, give him your number.
Is there anything you need, Mother, to do in Belgium? I mean, I'll be there for a day on Friday. I'm just going for a day to Belgium on business. Belgium.
You're going to Belgium?
Yeah, just in case you need something.
Are you?
Well,
He's going to Belgium, do you know that?
on Friday.
I'll tell him to find out about the tiles.
So I'm going for. Sorry for you.
Dad, what
Yes,
about
I have.
you? You tell him what is done about Belgium. You have to get the tiles also from Belgium. Find out the price of the tiles.
Srimataji, I've found out the price of those French tiles. They're more expensive. They're about 25 or more pence each. So if we can get the Belgian ones for 18 pence, then it would be much
they
better.
were for 18 pence.
Yes.
I brought remember we got 3 samples now. I brought them back and they're at Shudi camps now.
I know,
with the
this he
curtains.
showed me.
Ah,
Out of that, the black and red was.
yeah.
How much is the price of that?
I don't know. But there should be a catalogue with them all.
So should we telephone to Johan and find out?
The price of that Michael quoted was 18 pence.
Who said?
Michael. Michael?
That's what I told him.
Ah,
I told him 18 pence for that.
the Belgian tile. The one from
Yes,
Mother Light.
yes. In England it was 36 pence,
Right.
and you felt that in Belgium it could be 18 pence.
We should find out, I'm not
Yes,
sure.
yes. We need to find that out.
And we need to know how much it would cost also to bring it over to Shudi Camps.
These ones came through today
Sir,
to Shudi camps.
Belgian one is this
You have seen
copy. Not this
you
one.
have seen that one. And Warren had said you were quite
No, no.
pleased with that.
I told him which one is the best. The Belgian one.
The Belgian one. Oh, he told
Not
me to
this,
bring
no,
these,
no.
not these.
Belgian one I told.
Ah,
Just try for
We'll-
that, telephone to them.
we'll
and
investigate
find out
the
about
cost
the
of it,
Belgian
Mother.
one. Not Belgian is different.
yeah.
Renee rang, he said that altogether the Belgians have spent 6,200 pounds. So should I send all that amount from what is left?
Present is 13,000.
It was 400 and something thousand
Oh, you
Belgian
do.
francs.
Well, I can phone you. I'll give you a client again.
I have that extra money for the tiles. I can send some from that device.
Oh, I see. Yes.
It will be balanced because we've had 1,000 back. We've had 1,000 paid back from Sun Alliance, from the insurance on Shudi Camp. So that has gone into the tour account.
You see, the thing is, I have bought things about 1,000 or something. I said 1,000 or something. What is it?
He only gave me a total, he didn't give any
See
analysis.
the pound. The pound is gone down.
Maybe.
Pound. See, they must have recalculated. Right. They must have recalculated.
Yes.
Pound has gone down very much, you see, that is it. Even the, for Indian money. Now you all who want to go should immediately tell Gavin about it. Those who want to get married, he's going to give you, I have told them to make a proper, what do you call it, that form for the marriage. Proper form for the marriages. Those who want to get married should fill in the form properly and see for yourself that you have said, whatever you have said is the truth. Those who are already engaged will be married, but those who want to get married also should say that we want to get married, and everything should be truthfully written down. All right. May God bless you. Might be, I don't know, it's the pound probably. See, you have to divide by 70 or something like that. So we're dividing by 76.
In any case, I'll send it, but I'll ask them to send the bills so that we see what it was.
What
how
is
it was
what?
divided.
61,000. 61. Or in any case, we send it. It was 61, now it is 74 or something. Belgian franc. I just felt it. So it's a big difference, 10 or 14. It's all right, you better, if you have money, you better send it, we'll see. Bills and things, we'll see for yourself. This is your doll.
Shri Srinivas Ki Jai!